Okay, guys, I think we are live. That we should be live, hopefully. And okay, it says excellent connection. We are live. Okay, Atharva is the first one there. Nice, cool. Can someone just tell me what's with the quality of the stream? Because I am pretty sure it's like horrible. Can someone like just help me out? Let's just check our own stream. It says waiting. That doesn't make sense. Hold on. Okay, we're gonna be hearing ourselves back. Okay. Cool. It works. It works fine. It works fine. And so we're just gonna move on back to our stuff, which is reading the chat. Uh, okay. Guys, am I audible? Am I audible? Check, check. Because I see no chat response for some reason. Which happens more often than one can count. So there's that. Okay. Thanks, Atharva. I believe a lot of other people will be joining. Yeah, thanks, Srisha. Okay, what I'm going to do is I'm going to move away from this screen. Yeah, this should be fine because this is technically the highlight of the stream. There are a lot of points that I thought of that we will be doing in today's stream. So I kind of made a list, kind of, and we will start with the most easiest one, which is, API stuff. And we will go through the entire thing. So, give me a few seconds. I'm going to manage here and there. Gonna check if I have some notes. I do not have any notes. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna open up Obsidian and we're gonna start cracking. All right. So first things first, let's just open up YouTube Live, and that is not what we are doing today. Okay. First things first that we are going to talk about is first of all Python APIs, because I think APIs are really, really, really cool concept. The second thing is obviously whatever the title says, which is a web scraping. So, oh, Light Yagami already has a query. We'll get to the queries. How about you just type it out in the chat, huh? Makes sense. Okay. So, Python APIs. The second thing was web scraping, which I wanted to talk about. Like, what is it? Why do we care about it? All of that stuff. Third thing is unseen. And then fourth thing is I wanted to talk about, well, um, we want to talk about that? I don't know. We'll figure it out. Fourth thing is a wildcard article and another wildcard article. So if you guys remember, we discussed an article which was about ASWord, like password, but like ASWord. So we'll be getting to that as well. So that's gonna be fun. And another wildcard article, if I could spell, part two. And if once again, if all of this is gonna go, well, what are we gonna do is I'm gonna talk about the new thing that we have started, which is well, I like to call it Skill Builder. So we'll be talking about Skill Builder and what's that got to do with S3 buckets and all of that stuff soon. Okay, congratulations to the people who got selected. We selected 8 people, but somehow in the group there are 9 people. I am so confused. Somehow there's an extra person who has joined. Whoever it is, it's fine. You know what? If you have joined like this, you can stay. That's fine as well. Anyways, that's what we'll be doing mostly in the stream, discussing these few things. And there's an interview coming up as well. So I wanted you guys, we'll talk about it one by one by one. Okay, cool, makes sense. The another thing that we're gonna do is I'm gonna check my messages first because I feel like people might have texted. That is someone randomly sending a snap. We don't care about it. Uh, yep, nothing important, guys. Just yeah, just check. Okay, so first things first, Python APIs. What's the deal with Python APIs? Why have we started, caring so much about Instagram and APIs as of late? There's a story there. I'm not gonna mention the whole story, but we'll talk about it as well. So with the chat, uh, can you tell us about how to deploy an application on K8s using Minikube and kubectl? I was set up an environment but couldn't deploy the app. Somehow I analyzed it. It has something to do with my hypervisor. Have you tried checking if your hypervisor is on? And if you could just send me a screenshot of what exactly is the error? And why don't you like see this is the type of thing that can be done better over chat or maybe like on a one-on-one call. I wouldn't be able to help you in the live stream because I do not have the necessary things which would be required on my MacBook, and I'm not going to install a bunch of crap to figure something out, right? So why don't you reach out to me on chat? Does that make sense? Like Yagami? Cool. Okay. I'm obviously I'm waiting for your reply. Yep, you said it. Yeah, it's on. Cool. Wait. Yes, it is on. What do you mean? Have you sent like a screenshot or something? Volume. Okay. Uh, is the volume not high enough? Uh, I guess voice isolation is on. That should be fine. You also have hmm. Guys, is the volume low enough? Do you want me to like increase the volume or something? Because I am on voice isolation and that should be fine. But thanks, Asta. Uh, I'll just increase the answer. So, but yeah, now at this point, it might hurt your ears, but hey, what can I do? This is what you chose. Okay, first things first is I wanted to talk about something known as rapid API. So let's just start. Let's just get in depth with what it is exactly. So first and foremost, Rapid API is a website which provides you a lot of wrapper APIs. Now, when I say APIs, what is the point? Can someone tell me? Okay, this feels like a class, but anyone from the chat, do you guys know what's an API? Obviously, there's like a delay of 10 seconds. So while people are answering, API is basically an application programming interface, right? Which just means that you have a way of communicating with a server, with a database, with any sort of application in a machine to machine manner. Now, the best example of that I could give is, for example, let's run a website. There's some weather report. Okay, so for example, if I go to weather.com, for example, right? Now let's say there's some information like, hey, Delhi record something, 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 or if I, for example, let's say check the weather for Delhi, all right? I hear they are not doing so well. That's actually, yeah, you know what, this is fine. So for example, as you can see, 32 degrees in Kailash Nagar, Gujarat. If I click on it, hopefully I'm hoping for a good interface. Uh, wow, that is really slow. Okay, so here it is, the weather information that is given to me. Yeah, 32 degrees, it's like smoke outside, highest was 39, lowest is 29. Right, in the evening, what's the chance of precipitation? What is it like? Is it cloudy? Is it like heat wave? Is it like, windy? What's the air quality index? All of that stuff. This information exists on this web page, right? This information exists on the web page. How do we grab it? How are we supposed to grab it in a manner that we can use? Let's say you wanted to make a Python application which would show you, let's say, the weather. Now, what I can do is I can technically just, get to this page, screenshot it in Python, and then maybe I can use some sort of machine learning algorithm to figure out what's written over there. But that sounds way too complicated. The another basic option is I can just do, right click, I can just click on inspect element. And what I can do is I can just select like, hey, this 32 is supposed to, talk like this is the specific point where 32 is written, like that's the inspect element part. So I can just right click on it and I can just say copy full XPath. Like if I just do this and if I actually, let's say, use it inside some sort of, Selenium or Beautiful Soup or something like that. Basically, these are modules inside Python, which will allow you to do some sort of web scraping, which just means go on a website, figure out where that specific point is, and just grab it. That's it. Nothing fancy. That's it. Just grab that specific part. Or in theory, something that would be easier, in fact, than doing this is just right clicking this and click on view page source. And on the entire page, there would be some information that exists and we just grab that. Right now, it would only work for static elements. It wouldn't work where there's like dynamic animations and stuff. but it's one option, right? You can do all of those things. Uh, but APIs at the end of the day, uh, APIs at the end of the day, like say for example, this website, if it provided you an API, what you could do inside Python itself is you could just go and let's actually do a practical, right? So if I go to Open Weather Map, and in Open Weather Map, let's just use the API. Right? It's been a while, so let's just sign in. Hopefully we don't dox ourselves. There are many accounts, let's just use this one, right? If I go to API keys, there are two different API keys. I've used one for Obsidian as well. I'm just gonna create one once again. I'm gonna make sure that these are inactive, unless you guys decide to copy it later on, but that's fine. For stream. So if I generate an API, right, and if I just copy this API, let's just go open up Z over here. Once again, this is kind of a spoiler. We'll just, you know, close this. And for example, if I just create a new file and let's just paste this over here, let's save it. Let's call it API weather stuff. All right, so it's gonna be worth it, guys. Trust me. Okay, so this is my API, right? And what I'm gonna do is just type API equals, and I'll save this somewhere. I'll store it in a manner somewhere where it is important, right? Like where it is useful. I'm also gonna, get requests. Okay, so import request. It's just a module inside Python. And let's just see how are we supposed to actually use this API, right? So if I just click on API and okay, guys, once again, if I don't pay attention to the chat, just trust me, I'll get to it eventually. That's the only promise I can give. Okay. Also, people. Okay. Fair. Volume is good. Thank you, Krisha. Now, so if I go to the guide section, for example, we can actually try to make a call. Let's just do something very simple. Okay, let's just go to documentation. One call API should be fine. Let's just go to API doc. The internet is finicky. That's okay. Okay, so if I copy this part, let's say we just copy it and we just come over here. What we can here do is we can just put the API key over here. So for example, once again, I'm not going to make an actual request. I'll just show it on the get request part. So if I put the API here, we don't care about exclude. And if there was an option to, let's say, do city, let's try to do city. Is there a way to do city? If not, we'll just use a random. Uh, if you need to geocode geocoding API, we don't need that. Uh, Hey, you know what? We'll just do it. Latitude, let's say the latitude is 53 and the longitude is, God knows. Let's keep it 23.5 or something. And the longitude is 45, whatever. Let's just copy the whole thing. And when I actually make a request to that, subscript. Why is it that when I'm trying to showcase something, live on the thing, it never works? Just because we have the free API key. Current weather should be fine. Okay, fine. Let's just do this, guys. Hold on. We'll figure it out someday. Yeah. Okay. Let's just copy this. Okay. Let's just put this over here. Remove the API key section. Let's just take this and city name. Finally, let's just use uh, Delhi over here, because that should be fine, right? And let's just copy paste the whole thing and invalid API key. What did I tell you guys about using something live, Hmm. Okay, well, I wanted to showcase something nice, but apparently it's not working, so we're just gonna skip this part totally. because the API isn't working. I don't know how it's supposed to work because we have the subscription, because we have the free version. Yeah, we already signed in, so we go to it. Is that not the API? It is. Sorry to people who are just sitting over here. Hmm. The API does exist. Okay, if anyone has any idea what I'm doing wrong, then please let me know because I have no idea. Do I have to watch my own YouTube video for it? Easterly weather. Because I remember making one. Let's mute ourselves. Uh, you're supposed to put the query later. No, you just use the API. I'm learning from myself, guys. Okay. I put the query later on, but that is fine because I'm just putting the query ahead. That shouldn't change anything, in fact, because that's the same request. APPID. Yeah, that's the exact same thing, right? Yeah. I don't know why. I think we're just gonna ditch this over here because this is supposed to work and it's not working. Cool. Second live in a row. This happens. Anyways, the point is you use an API and stuff just works. Cool, right? Now, this website, Rapid API, it provides us with APIs for a lot of different things. For example, one of them is real-time Amazon data. Another one of them is Instagram Scraper API. Now, for example, if I just click on Instagram Scraper API, and once again, God forbid, I have to make another Python, request at this point. But so this is my API key. Once again, even if you copy it, doesn't matter. I can just generate a new one. And these are the different parameters that exist. Okay. So let's just click on info and let's just try to do something funky. So for example, I wanted information about, let's say, Mr. Beast's Instagram account. What actually can I grab from here, right? So two ways we can do it in Python. We can also do it right over here. Doesn't matter. I'll try to do it in Python because it's fun. And so let's just delete everything first of all. And okay, so let's just paste. I copied the wrong thing. Okay, let's just paste the whole thing. And instead of Mr. Beast, let's just try to get information about myself because my account is a public one. It should be fine, right? So if I just run this, Python 3, please work. And if I actually go over here, so I'm going to get a JSON response. Yeah, this is a JSON response. What I'm going to do is I'm going to take the whole thing and copy it. And I'll just put it over here so it's easier for everyone to check. So let's just close the shell because we don't need it. Okay. So this is the information that is showing up, right? So it says, hey, data about none. There are no account batches, blah, 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 blah. It's verified. No, I'm not verified, obviously. There's extra information like my link tree over here. My biography says programmer, mathematician, hacking enthusiast, CEO of Calendar Dude Pro. Biography email, none. So it's giving you information which obviously you can just get by just going to my Instagram, right? There is nothing fun over here. There's no extra information that we are getting. Yeah, what's my follower count? 1,000 followers. Following 927. There's nothing new that you're going to get just from this specific part. Okay, there's nothing new. And this API, as I said, because it's just actually going to the Instagram page, right? Regardless, if I put a private account over here, so let's just do it over here. So let's just, can anyone have a private account that I can use? Krisha, are you cool if I pick up your private account? Suraj, can you give me yours? Just drop your username, or I'll have to actually open up Instagram and try to find it. Wait, opening up Instagram live on stream. Yeah, it's SUR4J44. I hope it's a private one. It's private, right? Yeah, cool. So if I can just click on test endpoint from over here. We don't have to actually do it in Python. And we can see over here, yeah, this is the response, right? So yeah, his biography says this stuff, but we can't get extra information because, we can sure take up Suraj's profile picture. Suraj, are you sure it's private? Yeah, we can see Suraj right over here, right? One of our moderators, guys. Clap for Suraj. But yeah, that's Suraj over here. He's looking somewhere up. We are not here to criticize his profile picture. But the point is, you could have gotten this information just by visiting his Instagram. In fact, that's the most simple thing you would do, right? So, for example, I can just take this, copy this, open up a new window. If I just write this, I can still open up Suraj's Instagram page, and I didn't even have to go through that. See, yeah, we know that Suraj is a weeb just by looking at this, right? We know the profile picture over here. We can just, there are many ways to grab this profile picture, right? We can just do inspect element, or, we can just grab it like this, right? We know the amount of followers he has. We know how many posts he has sent, and we know that stuff. It's a private profile. You can't do anything about it. And if anyone tells you that, hey, you can just, get information about private profiles and shit, no, you can't. Okay? Because if someone had that hack, if I had that hack, I would go to Mark Zuckerberg and I would tell, that lizard that, hey, listen, this is the hack. Give me $1 million, or I'll start unprivating all of the Instagram profiles. And let me tell you guys, there's a concept of something known as Finsta. Like people use fake okay, it's not fake Instagram accounts, but like other Instagram accounts that people have, like private accounts. I'm pretty sure you guys know a lot of people who have private Instagram accounts where they comfortably post like a lot of different random shit, right? Imagine if those private accounts got leaked. There's so much information. So trust me when I tell you, hacking के अंदर, if anyone ever tells you, private accounts hacking, no, not possible, does not work. Use your common sense, right? But that does not stop us from actually kind of exploiting the system. Now, I could open Suraj's account if I'm following Suraj, right? Fair enough, right? Not only that, I could see who Suraj is following. Because once again, we don't think about this, and some of you maybe actively don't work on it. But if I am following Suraj, I know who is following Suraj, and I know who Suraj follows, right? Let's say I know someone else. For example, let's pick Asta. Okay, one of our other amazing moderators. Now, if I am also following Asta, I can see who Asta is following and who follows Asta as well, right? Using that information, right? If I see that Suraj and Asta are following the same 100 people, right? And if they're following the same university, I can actually just conclude with just that data that these people are classmates, probably, right? They are best of friends, maybe, right? Or whatever. The point is, I have that much data. And using this information, using this specific thing, I started out with very simple concept. And the concept was, once again, a lot of you might, okay, hold on, I have to read this. Uh, hmm. I'm sharing this clip to friends who tells me by Insta hack kar de. Good job, Sunny. Good. Anyways, so taking this concept into account, I started way back. I believe it was my second or third year of college. I heard about this amazing concept. Wait. We forgot about this. Ah, I heard about this amazing concept, which is called 6 degrees of separation, which I would ask all of you to think about. it just means that every single person in the world is connected to every other person on a first name basis. Like any so for example, if I take two people, let's say I take Suraj and let's say I take Bill Gates, okay? I can guarantee you that within within 6 links or less, I can, connect Suraj to Bill Gates. What am I talking about? Let's just use very simple Excalibur to actually, try to show it. So yeah, this is from previous live stream. We don't need this. Let's just go away. Okay. So for example, this is Suraj over here, and for example, Suraj is, according to me, connected to Bill Gates. Let's keep it to Bill Gates, right? I'm saying within 6 people or less, Suraj is connected to Bill Gates. Now, how do I define a connection? I consider it like a first name basis. Okay. So if you are on first name basis with someone, or if you like, follow someone and they are following you back, I consider like, friends or like Instagram friends, and that is my connection definition, right? Now, in fact, this is actually very easy. One might argue that, for example, let's say Suraj knows me, Aman, right? I know a few CEOs. Okay, I know a few CEOs because I have worked with C-level executives. Those few CEOs, let's say, know Narendra Modi. And Narendra Modi has sat down with Bill Gates in a recent interview, right? Because, Narendra Modi, if you guys remember, was telling us that AI means I from Marathi, which means mother. So India was the first to actually introduce AI. Did you guys know that? I bet you guys didn't know that, right? That's India for you. We invented AI because I means mother. That's an Indian thing. If you make fun of it, you are anti-national. Whatever. I'm not making fun of it. The point is, uh, Suraj and Bill Gates, you can connect them like that, right? Once again, that's an easy connection. Uh, the difficult one would be the people who are living in the most remotest of places, right? Now, this specific funda, 6 degrees of separation, I wanted to take this and I wanted to do something like that for Instagram. Okay. And what I ended up doing is I wanted to collect. So, for example, let's say I am following 87 people. I can go on 987 profiles on my Instagram and I can get a list of all of those people, like who they are following. Okay. Now, I consider an Instagram friend if you follow them and they follow you back. That's what we consider an Instagram friend. Otherwise, it's just a one sided relationship. Okay. Hopefully, that makes sense to all of you. Now, simply said, I am collecting a list of everyone's followers and following, and then I'm merging that and I'm whatever is common in between them, just like an intersection, that is the friends list. And I'm also downloading everyone's profile picture at the same time, just because I thought I should just do that. Okay. Now, back then, I was using a very simple tool known as InstaLoader. Now, technically, see, if you try to do it manually, it doesn't make sense, right? You cannot go through 947 people and painstakingly, I mean, you can do that, just don't do that. You can painstakingly make a list of every single person. Doesn't make sense. You have to use Python, right? So back then, I was using something known as InstaLoader. Now, InstaLoader is initially just a very simple script which downloads someone's entire profile, okay, which kind of makes my tool useless and which is completely all right. Okay, so what you can do is you can just use install-loader, pip3 install install-loader, right? See, guys, this is the fun part about open source. If you don't like my tool, if you don't like me, that's fine. There are competitors. You go and use this. As long as your work is getting done, that's cool, right? So you use install-loader, and what you can do is you can put someone's profile in, and it would download the entire profile, all of their posts, all of their IGTV, God forbid, why does IGTV even exist? All of that stuff, and it would put it in a folder, right? Now, there are certain things I don't like about InstaLoader, like it's very bad with Reels, and it's not InstaLoader's fault. It's just that's how Reels are. You can download all of that stuff. You can regularly do that as well. But one issue that I faced is if I wanted to download someone's profile picture in HD, I would have to follow them or I would have to actually log in into Instagram to actually do that, right? Another thing is, I wanted someone's followers or following, I would have to log in myself into installer. I would have to give my password to installer for them to create a session file and then log in using that and emulate how I would work, like how I would actually scroll. The issue with installer is it's horrible. It gets you banned, and it got my account soft banned like a shit ton of times, right? But I still used it. I actually tried to introduce like random things. So what I would do is I would randomly ask the bot or the script to stop and randomly start, randomly stop, randomly start. So if you're scrolling and getting all the follows, like it would actually like scroll through, right? Because you cannot get all the followers in a single request. It's like paginated. So it's going to do that, but now it's using slow, sometimes 3 seconds, sometimes 5 seconds. You can't do 3 seconds constant because Instagram will flag it as a bot. You cannot do 5 seconds constant, it doesn't work. You can't do 3 seconds and 5 seconds 10 times, because if you do that, that's a pattern like 35353535. It's not random enough. And what I ended up doing is I just ended up using a random sequence from random.org, which is actually getting the random numbers from atmospheric noise to actually fool the Instagram system that, hey, it's not a bot, even though it is, let me collect data. And I ended up doing that. I ended up collecting around 600 people's data. And that is how the, GitHub repo, original GitHub repo, not this one, not unseen, that is how the 6 degrees of Instagram were collected. So if I actually scroll down quite a bit, once again, I have not worked on it since God knows how long, but we'll just scroll down somewhere over there. It's not even on the first page. Yeah, it's a private repo. It was public. The last change was made on like August 20 something something, and the last commit was made on like 2 years ago, right? This was a very simple program, and it was just using installer, as I said, right? And it was finding your followers, finding your following, and then it was finding the first degree info. Once it was done with that, it would collect all of it inside a specific folder, and then it would just, randomly do it. Yeah, you can see over here, I wrote, hey, taking a break. So it was just randomly stop for like 300 seconds. And I'm pretty sure, yeah, I would randomly, put 300 seconds everywhere, every now and then. So that is what I did. That is one of the options, right? The other thing which I was actually doing, and which is what unseen is based on. So if I actually, search for unseen over here. So unseen, if you actually open the repo, which I don't know why is it taking so much time. So if you actually open the repo and if you actually go to legacy scripts, these are the old scripts that I was using. Okay, so if you actually, let's say, find common friends graph. So it's actually using installer in the backend. And what's it gonna do is it's gonna take two people. Oh, this is messed up. Guys, don't use this script. It's kind of messed up. So what's it gonna do is it's gonna take two people and it's gonna create a graph of what are the common friends between two people. And now you can imagine doing that for 600 people, and you can find out the one friend who is added into every single girl's account. You can actually do that scientifically. How cool is that, right? And it's just a lot of data. I'm really passionate about it, and I hope I'm not boring you guys with this information. They're like, the chat is so silent. So, well, whatever. This is what I'm passionate about. This is how Unseen started. Now, what am I actually doing with Unseen? Am I using installer in the backend? No, I'm not. Okay, even if I was using installer, it would be like a developmental version or whatever. I'm not using that. I'm actually using something known as, let's just go back. Let me just show it to you. I'm using something known as Instagram API, or I would like to call it Instagram or whatever, however you want to call it, whatever. What I'm doing here, nope sir, I'm enjoying अब वो दोस्त पकड़ा जाएगा वो सब mutual है. Yeah, you can do that with the legacy scripts, but I'll have to fix them. Give me some time. Okay. Now what I've been doing with this specific, uh, okay, there are a few bugs that I can see. I should remove these extra comments, whatever. So what I've been doing with this specific script is, I'm gonna try to show it to you guys. Okay, and what I'll do is I'll just run the script. So hopefully everyone knows how to run the script, because this is like common easy stuff. Okay, It's not that difficult. It's not gonna take that much time. Hopefully, everyone knows how to run it, figure it out, whatever. So if I just do Python 3 main.py, the first time when you do it, okay, it's gonna ask who's your target. Okay. Now let's say my target is, for example, Suraj. Let's just try Suraj's name. Hold on. Uh, cool, cool, cool. Sorry, guys. Okay, I'm gonna use Krisha's Instagram this time, and Krisha Shastri. Di- no, did I mess up? Shastri. Yeah. Okay, I can't think. Sorry, Krisha Shastri. Krisha, you have a confusing name. Okay, so now a few things. The first time when you do this, it's gonna ask you to generate a session file. A session file is just like, hey, you put your username in, you put your password in, and you put your OTP in as well. Now you will have to generate an OTP before login, which is confusing for a lot of people. But guys, if that is confusing for you, maybe there are a few steps that you need to do, right? You are being a script kiddie. I will call you out. I'm not gatekeeping you. I'm gonna call out you on your bullshit. If you do not know how to generate an OTP before logging in, if you do not know what TOTP is or tertiary OTP, like, if you don't know what that is, figure it out. Okay. Because without a TOTP, my script is not going to work. And if you want it to work without OTP, which it can work without that, your account has higher chances of getting banned. Okay. So just select the first option, generate session file, and then it's going to ask you to put your username. It's going to ask you to put your password, and it's going to ask you to put your OTP. When you hit enter, it's going to take a few seconds. Okay. The best part about unseen is the random element which I told you about, it's like built in. So it's going to actually try to, use delay between 1 second to 5 seconds or 1 second to 10 seconds, whatever I have configured. It will try to do that automatically. Okay. Now, as I was continuing, once you are done with that, you can actually use one of these five options or three options. What I've done is there are new options coming up, but at the moment you have this option which is summary of the target. So if I hit 2, it's gonna say CL is not defined. Hey guys, we found a bug live on stream. Okay, let's just generate the user ID for a second. We'll wait for a second. Huh, isn't it funny how this happens? There's like a probably an if statement somewhere which messed up that. So right now it's not generating a session file, it's actually getting Krisha's user ID, which is happening in the backend. It needs to grab the request. Let's just see what happens. Once it gets done, it should tell us to continue again. Yeah. Let's take summary again. Okay. So target has a full name, nickname set to Krisha Sastry and has 263 followers, 593 following, and a media count of 2. So Krisha probably has like 2 posts. Krisha's bio is never gonna give you up, never gonna let you. Okay, Krisha just rickrolled like 11 people on this live stream. Good job. Okay, so that's basically what, basic information about Krisha. Then we can actually start grabbing her followers as well. So what was the higher count? So she has less followers than following. Okay, so let's just grab, no offense, let's just grab her followers. So if I just do 3, it's gonna take a few seconds. It's gonna ask us to be patient, and we will be patient, right? What it's actually doing as well, every single time you ask for a user summary, it's also downloading the HD profile picture of your target. So if Krisha is cool with it, we're gonna open up Finder, and where is it? Unseen. So there will be a folder which is called, Krisha Shastri. Hopefully you guys can see. If I open up that folder, it has Krisha's uh, profile photo over here, and then we have the JSON file over here. So if I open up the JSON file, there's just like an extra information. Uh, yeah, basically the same thing. So it's just the HD URL and everything is over here. I've put it over here. So if someone else wants to take a look at it, they can. it doesn't matter. Also, it says over here that, hey, it's a private, this is private, like the profile is private, right? We also have the ID over here, which can be used for a lot of different things. And I'll show it to you uh, what I actually am currently working on. Okay. So hopefully, so it's once again, it's taking a few seconds. We'll let it have a few seconds. In the meanwhile, if you have any questions or something, drop down because right now is the best time. So go nuts, ask questions, anything. If you want something different in a script, if you want more features, no one would want less features, but if you want other features, if you want to make it do something, I believe someone on the community asked, can it do multiple accounts at once? It can, but you don't want it to. Uh, if you meant you want all the 10 accounts to be done at the same time parallelly, it's not possible. The Python can do it. Instagram won't let you do it. Like you can see how much time it is taking to just crack 200 followers, right? It takes a while. So, but you can serialize it. Sure. What I can do is I can just put like the entire script in a for loop and you can just do it again. Right? You can do just like two usernames again, on and on and on. Sure, you can do that. But as I said, might as well do it one by one. If you want to automate it, it's just Python. There's nothing fancy that is happening. It's literally the most simplest of Python ever. And sure, you can do that by yourself if you want. So cool, that's my answer. Yeah. How many people are actually okay? Seems like no one has any questions. Okay, it says it's done. So what I can do is I can just actually just hit enter to continue. It won't show the followers or something. I can just print it out. I don't want to. But the good part is now we have profile pictures of every single one of Krisha's followers. So if I just go over here, this is the followers.txt. So if I just you know, not do that. If I just put spacebar, these are all the followers that Krisha has. So what I'm going to do is Control A, copy. Krisha, sorry, we're going to dox a few of your people, but let's just, delete. And let's just do this. So yeah. Oh, D copies it. Sorry, still getting used to Vim. Uh, Yeah. So these are every single one of Krisha's followers. Now you might think, hey, it's a lot of information, but it's not. So for example, Sagar Ramani, his full name is, well, Sagar Ramani. Profile picture is this. Then you have Shubh Singh 2008. The full name is this, right? And so on and so forth. Like one of the people that she would be following is obviously me. Like, Aman Veresya over here. Aman Veresya, full name, profile picture, whatever, right? And so on and so forth. So many different things. Once again, if you just want to see how my profile pictures looks like I just can copy this and go to our browser, open up, and that's it. That's my photo with my mother, right? That's what the script is doing. It's taking the followers as well as their, a lot of extra information. I could have grabbed more information, but then it's not relevant information. We don't want any of that. Okay. So that's what the script is doing. Okay, yes, well, it's more difficult to do these chances of your account that can be banned. You know what, Shivam? Thank you for assuring me that people are watching. Thank you. Uh, a spider, like the Python environment spider, sure, it can be done anywhere. Uh, More difficult to do, plus there are chances your account can be banned. Yeah, true. See, the thing is, if you actually notice the code, which I have over here in Z, uh, you can see that I have put a delay range of 1 comma 10, which should be fine enough. Like it's like what I'm doing is like from 1 to 10 seconds, like randomly pick a number, and then that's the delay you should do every single time you're doing an action, which is fine. It kind of works. So yeah, but I did get soft ban in the afternoon. But what I was trying to do is I was trying to grab media from people's account on and on and on and on and on, like again and again. I was spamming Instagram like really heavy. It was like what 50 requests per minute or something. and Instagram just banned the IP, not my account. It banned the IP because I was grabbing a lot of media from Instagram and I was like downloading a lot of stuff, right? So I've been working on like a different version of this, and so that's what's happening. Okay, more or less. Uh, a spider. No, wait, spider, the one that, okay, wait, that, I think I'm confusing something, or maybe you are confused. Maybe probably I'm confused. Spider is a development environment for Python, is it not? Well, it's a sports gear website for starters, but it's an IDE. Yeah, Spider is an IDE. It's similar to VS Code. Yeah, I remember this one. See, as I said. Yeah, you can do that. You probably can do that. I'm pretty sure he's talking about this one because it has a shit ton of data analytics metrics and you can like do a lot of different things, right? So I'm pretty sure he's talking about that. So yeah, let's say I am showing a specific use case, but can you please show me how you use the Python official documentation? Yeah, yeah, ID. You're right. I just wanted to show can be done in Spider because I used it. It can be done in anything. It can be done in anything. Okay. Uh, You're talking about the documentation. Do you mean the documentation for the API that I'm using? Yeah, yeah, sure. So it's, as I said, it's called Instagram API. If you just search not Instagram, sorry, we don't want our Instagram to get leaked. This is what I'm using on the backend. Uh, this I can put the link in the chat. I'll put it in eStudly General. What I'll do is let me just show you the documentation. It might make sense to you. I'm so glad someone finally asked for the documentation. So this is what you do. You just install Instagram API, Instagram API, whatever. No, not GitHub. Let's check the usage guide. You know. So this is what I'm doing. I'm just using this API and I'm formatting it in a nice manner for everyone to, use and understand. So what I'll tell you the new feature that is coming up. So the new feature is that we can, download highlights of any user on Instagram, right? So these are the methods that this very nice person, who has made, like a reverse engineered version. So these are the methods that you would use. So this is what I'm using. You can make your own version. I do not care. Please make your own version. That would be really cool, right? What I would suggest is you might want to use. So once again, you can do your own thing. But what I would suggest is if you're making your own version, please steal this file, the utils file, which I have made. Steal it. Take it into your program. Use the functions that I have given. Actually, I have added more functions. If I actually go to the testing branch, see, there are more functions like media sorter and stuff. You are not gonna find it elsewhere. Also, a lot of issues on the main API documentation as well. Like sometimes it gives you reels, sometimes it does not give you reels. And I have kind of figured out a way to do it. It's very janky, but it works. As of today evening, you can grab anyone's entire profile post, entire reels, which as far as I know, Instaloader cannot do that. Okay. As far as I know, Instagram API is messing up somewhere. It cannot give you everything together. But my solution gives you a very nice formatted dictionary and a JSON file. You can do that. I spent like 5 hours on it, and it's gonna be here in the utils file in the next commit. So the commit that I made last was, I don't know, let's see, 4 hours ago, right? So it's 10. Yeah, I did it like at 6 p.m. or something. I would suggest do that. Okay, steal this file, have fun. Okay, please make your own implementation. I can't wait to see that. It would be amazing. Right? Hopefully that answers your question. Yep. Suraj is confused. Suraj, why are you confused? Why the sad face? Why the long face? Whatever. Cool. Uh, so yeah, that's unseen. I just wanted to showcase something. I know there are different other topics that I want to talk about. We will grab those. Let's do an article. After the live stream ends, I'm actually gonna sit and talk more about unseen. I'm actually gonna live code as well. For people who are interested, you can stay. Otherwise, it's okay. You guys can, just go and sleep. that's fine as well. Okay. So I'm gonna check just my phone for like a little while, and we'll take like kind of a drinks break for a second. Uh, okay, cool. What are people talking? Nothing important. People were arguing about PDF and Excel files. Hopefully that is resolved. Someone created a clip of something. I don't know what. Oh, you created a clip of that, Suraj. Clever. Cool. Fair enough. Okay. Nothing mission critical happening on WhatsApp. So let's just go back to our main stuff. And cool. Let's just take the next thing. This is Obsidian. Python APIs, web scraping done, unseen done. Wildcard article. Let's talk before we talk about that. Before people are actually dropping off, I wanted to talk about S3 skill builder. So it's once again, as I said, it's not kind of it's not that big of a deal. It's what I'm gonna do is every week I'm gonna take 6 to 9 people. Nice. I'll take these people and oh, the volume is gonna be low. Yeah. So what I'll do is I'll take these people and I'm gonna create like a private WhatsApp group with these people, and I'm gonna teach them random skills that I know. So for example, S3. I know how to handle S3 buckets. I know how to handle S3 like objects. I know how it works. I know the types of funky, fun stuff you can do. I know how it can be a Google Drive replacement. All of that, right? That's one. Second, there are a few topics which I have in mind. Something that I'm good at, which people might not know about, and I'm not gonna charge for this. Once again, if you wanna repay me back, a lot of people ask, hey Aman, if you why don't you charge money for this? I don't mind if you wanna pay something. Maybe you can help out with a giveaway every now and then. If you're gonna pay something that's gonna go to the community, I am not in need of money right now. I'm very fortunate. That's fine. The other thing is, if you want to help me out either way, you can just help me out in exposure. You can just share the links, which, for example, if you're not subscribed right now, just subscribe, right? That's one option. Second thing is you can share all the stories. You can apply to be a moderator in our community. You can apply to be a lot of different things. You can help out with a lot of different things, and that's okay. We always welcome more volunteers. And that's how you can repay me back. Share our links, increase our community. It's gonna be free, right? Until we figure out a way to take money from you guys. But that's not happening in the near future. So that's all right. Okay. So as I said, S3, the next week, so the S3 thing will start from Monday to like Saturday. We're gonna wrap out the entire thing. We chose like 9 people, 8 people. I chose 8 people. I swear I chose 8 people. There are 9 people in the WhatsApp group, or someone just joined double. I don't know how. Whatever. If you shared the link somewhere else, I'm gonna figure who that is and I'll make sure. Anyways, S3 in a week, what I'm gonna do is I'll get on video calls with them, like personal one-on-one video calls if required. I'll do a Zoom. See, I'm not that free, but we'll probably try to do a Zoom call. We'll probably try to do a Google Meet. I'll share whiteboards. I'll share my personal notes if I have any, and they are free to give that information to other people if they want. I don't care. It's not exclusive. Okay. It's just a small batch, so it's manageable for me. After that, I'm gonna do another batch for not I'm gonna do it for R clone, which is not different from S3, but it's a different enough concept. It's when you can put two cloud storage in sync. So for example, let's say you have Google Drive, let's say you have Dropbox, and you want them to sync. Like you want the files in both of them to be same for like any number of reasons. Or maybe you want to take a backup. Sorry, excuse me. If you want to take a backup for example, your cloud computer. Or let's say you want to take a backup of your S3 into your Google Drive. Or let's say you want to take your Google Drive and you want to upload all of it to Terabox. Or maybe you want to upload it to, I don't know, Mega, for example, right? Or maybe what you can do is, because Telegram offers 100% free storage, unlimited, right? What you can do is you can take entirety of Google Drive and you can put it on Telegram, all automated using rclone. Amazing piece of software, open source. I have some experience in it. I'm not gonna claim I'm the master of it, but I have some experience in it. I have dealt like my own projects in it, and I think I'm good enough to teach that. After that, I'll do one for Git. After that, I'll do one for API. After that, I have a lot to provide, right? And there are a lot more smarter people than me. A lot of people who are really good with cybersecurity. Maybe I'm not. There are smarter people than me, smarter people than I am, right? Or there are people messing up the language. And then they will come and provide skills as well. And that's the eventual goal for our community. We will exchange skills. If someone knows something, they probably can teach it to someone else. So that's basically what the skill builder thing is. Hopefully, you guys love that idea. You can obviously request if there's a specific skill that you want to learn. If you ask me, hey, Aman, teach me Python, I will still point you to the one unfinished video or the unfinished playlist we have on our channel, because God forbid I make another video on Python. Or maybe you can just go to SentDex, or maybe you can go with Tech with Tim, or maybe if you want it in Hindi, you can go. There are many people who teach very nice Python in Hindi if language is a barrier, which I say while speaking English. I understand the irony, but you can do that, right? So don't give me generic skills, okay? And these are not skills which are certifiable. You're not gonna get a certificate from me, okay? You're gonna get a few goodies, maybe like a nice badge. Sunny is working on it. Shout out to Sunny, our graphic designer. But yeah, it's just very specific skills that you can use in your workflow. That's the goal. Hopefully you guys like it. That's more or less it. So yep. Okay, is Instagram truly OSINT and hence legal? Good question. So when you say, is it after login or before login? Before login, whatever you do, if your account is not getting banned, it's legal. It's on the internet. There's no rules, right? It's open source intelligence. See, open source intelligence does not imply that the thing which is giving us intelligence has to be open source. No, it just implies that it's readily available on the internet for the taking. Yeah, OSINT is kind of a misnomer, which is completely all right. But you can just take that information if you want, someone else will, right? After login. Now, technically, it's not OSINT, but that information is available to us as the user of the account. Even if if I'm talking about the legality, there is nothing stopping me from going on my crush's Instagram and downloading, or well, let's say not downloading. Okay, let's steer on the legal side. There's nothing stopping me from going on, my crush's profile and just scroll through all of her pictures, right? At like 3 a.m. in the morning, right? I can do that. Sure, there's nothing wrong with that. Sure, it would make me a creep if I like a 5-year-old photo, but hey, who cares? That's one option. What if I start screenshotting? Or what if I start screen recording? Is that illegal? I don't think so. It's on my screen. I'm just screen recording it. There's no DRM. There's no digital rights media protection, whatever, right? There's no piracy happening. There's no torrenting happening. I think it's legal. I think it should be fine. More than enough, right? As for downloading something, how is that different from a screenshot? How is that different from a screen record? Right? A lot of people send snaps on Snapchat and someone screenshots it and they act like as if it's like God knows, like the most illegal thing. No, it's not. You sent a snap. It's on someone's screen. If it is on someone's screen, it can be taken off. It's just pixels, right? I hope you guys understand. It's just pixels on a screen turning on and off 60 times per second, even more technically. And it's just R, G, and B. I can just sample out that. So don't think it's illegal. Hopefully that's what you asked. And I didn't go on a random tangent. Cool. Uh, okay, let's do one article. Then we will. Can you show a use case with hashtags? Yes, good point. Thank you so much. That's one of the other feature that I want to work on. In fact, so much so that I'm gonna live edit the README because that is something that I've been wanting to do and I just completely forgot. And that's just hashtags. Like we can actually, what we can do is we can actually monitor certain hashtags. Like let's say I'm monitoring hashtag cybersecurity, and I can grab every single post in the last hour which had hashtag cybersecurity, or I can grab every single reel which has like specific hashtags, like maybe they are going viral. And there's so much stuff I can do with it, right? So hashtag analysis stuff, whatever. Thank you so much. I appreciate it. Commit message. Uh, who was it? Shivang. Shivang gave hashtag idea, whatever. Commit. Cool. Thank you. I'll keep a lookout for this. As for people who are wondering what I'm talking about, there's so much can be done, right? Now, another thing that I was also doing at 6 degrees of Instagram was because I was downloading the profile picture, I technically had a database of more than 20,000 faces along with the username, along with, okay, so out of those 20,000, 600 people, I had the database of their face of the post, right? I could use that to train a machine learning algorithm for facial recognition. Where else are you going to get such a good generic database, right? As for hashtags, a lot of people do sentiment analysis on Twitter. When Twitter used to offer, if you actually go on my YouTube channel, there's a video where I'm talking about Twitter, like, sentiment analysis and stuff. It's a very old video, but back then the APIs used to be free, so I used it, right? What I can do on Instagram, once again, I'm just, live streaming, brainstorming, whatever, live brainstorming, whatever, is we can use hashtags to get images for a specific hashtag, and then we can analyze those images using open source AI LLM models like Gemma or something, or maybe Mixtral or something, something that's open source, something that's free. And we can take those images and we can try to understand the sentiment behind it, right? Now, I am just taking the example of hashtag cybersecurity, or as Astha calls it, Viber security, right? If you get that joke, you are active in our community. If I am just doing hashtag that, I can actually do it for anything that's sensational, right? Hashtag politics, hashtag Narendra Modi, hashtag PM, hashtag USA, hashtag so many things, right? And now I'm just gathering so much data that is happening on Instagram. And remember, if you have a stream of data, it's technically not a stream, but if you have a stream of data from social media, you can predict a lot of things. Imagine hashtag Adani Wilmar or hashtag news. And I'm taking that information, I'm doing a sentiment analysis. For people who don't know, sentiment analysis just means if a sentence or if an image is positive or negative. So if I say, holy shit, this is an amazing thing, that sentiment of, like, let's say 0.7. So sentiment always works between -1 and +1. Okay. So if I'm saying something nice, it says 0.7. It is done by vectors and tokenization. It's not AI technically, whatever, we don't care. If I'm saying something negative, it goes towards -1. -1 is the highest. Okay. Now, if I'm doing sentiment analysis on certain stocks or certain news on Instagram related to certain stocks, and based on that, if I'm trading and I'm making another Instagram bot which can do trading, which once again, it's not that difficult to do, there are a lot of applications. I think that would be fun. So, yeah, just that from hashtags, you know, yeah. Another thing which I was thinking is actually quite a while ago, what I did is I created a profile of mine which was the opposite of my name. So if Aman Veresya is my current profile, like my public profile, I created AIS or whatever is that pronounced, like reverse of my username. If you actually check it on Instagram, it should be there. It just had all of my posts and bio, but reversed. And I used Python for that, and I used Python to upload those posts as well. So technically, what I can do is I can just go on Suraj's, for example, profile page, and I can download every single one of Suraj's photos, and I can use it to train in facial recognition algorithm, which can recognize Suraj in any live stream or video or whatever. So much can be done, guys. Please build something nice. I would want to actually see what can happen. A lot of different snaps. That's okay. A lot of people texting. Uh, okay. A lot of random sites. Cool. Anyways, can we now go back our original thing? What are we supposed to talk about, guys? Wildcard article. Yeah. Once that is done, everyone please just go and sleep, and I'll probably go and sleep as well. A few things I wanted to share was I have this folder, live stream folder. Some of you actually saw it, some of you didn't. So this website, New Oil, it has like really good privacy and security guides. I'll probably drop it off in like the Knowledge Hub or something. Krisha, if you could be nice enough, if you are still on the chat, take this and put it up in Knowledge Hub. Asta, if you're here, you can do that as well. Or someone just remind me, I'll do it. Okay. So the amazing website, it tells you how to deal with a lot of different things. Like, hey, if you have a desktop or laptop computer, how do you protect it? So like if you just go to the page, amazing blog, you can just read through all of this. If you are very, 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 uh, like, hey, what do? I don't want to read so much stuff. Just use ChatGPT, figure it out. But I think everything should be pretty general. Like it just gives you, hey, this is what you should turn off, and this is what you should turn on, whatever. So yeah, it gives you a lot of different settings. Love it. Totally love it. Amazing stuff. Another thing is, oh, this one. We are not dealing with this article today. Not today. There are other articles, for example, Inbox 10. I believe this is talking about how you should manage your inbox. I'm going to drop a link, or maybe we can read this article later on. Not today. What I wanted to do was this specific article, and if everyone is ready, we will talk about this article like right now. So I'm going to do this so I can actually see my face on the side, and I'll keep like a live stream chat on the other end. Okay, everyone ready? We're gonna go through an article very quickly and we'll start. We are way over our normal live stream limit. I think we're just making up for lost time from like last live stream or whatever. Cool. Okay, everyone grab some popcorn. Okay, so this article is about DDoS. DDoS, if you don't know, is just denial of distributed denial of service. Uh, okay, start. Prologue, calm before the storm. Middle of June 2023. Wednesday, it was a beautiful sunny day, and I was just about ready to call it a day. We are supposed to go to my girlfriend's parents for dinner and have a nice long walk with our golden retriever puppy, Crypto, cute name. He was ready and roaring to go, and so were we. I had no idea what was about to hit me. We had released a project a few weeks back before that, so I grabbed my backpack and my laptop, just in case. Which one of you guys do that? Do you just grab your laptop wherever you go? I do, since actually, working or being in corporate, or even if, I'm not working, I carry my laptop anywhere, everywhere and anywhere, wherever. Do you guys also carry your laptops? I think you should, but hey, whatever. Okay, so he was ready and roaring to go. Yeah, we already talked about that. All good, we get there. I sit down. No more than 5-10 minutes later, my phone starts vibrating like crazy. My first thought was, yep, that's a hotfix incoming. What a great way to start dinner. That this has happened. Okay, this has actually happened. But hey, whatever. I take a look at my phone. Sorry, guys. Give me 1 second. Give me 1 second. So I just realized I can technically just do this. Why didn't I think of that? I have Arc. I could have just done this before. Whatever. Now I don't need to monitor the chat on the side. So if you type something, you're gonna see it on the live stream. Perfect. Okay. Hopefully, no one types anything inappropriate. Okay. So that's a hotfix. Yeah. I take a look at my phone and notice my work Slack was all over the place. Did we just release anything? Did we change something weird today? Okay, stop, guys. Stop texting me on WhatsApp. Give me a second. I'm on live. Stop. How to create a personal AI in WhatsApp. We'll talk about that, Bharat. Okay, did we change something weird today? Any idea why we are this slow? I can only see the spinner. So probably this guy is like a web dev or something, and they have some sort of an application, and it's like super slow. Probably they are getting hit with a DDoS. Okay, so uh, this is fine. Yeah, probably this is my reaction every single time something happens at the company or whatever. But hey, whatever. My first thought was, yeah, we probably messed up something up. We probably messed something up. No rush. We'll roll back, because every single time, see, this is actually quite realistic. If you mess up, like if you make a bad commit, if something is wrong, you can just roll back to the previous commit. Like that's the reason you use Git, right? GitHub and Git. About the same time, I get a message from our CTO and head of engineering. So it looks like we are really slow to the point you can't use the app. Would you mind jumping on a call? Imagine you are at your girlfriend's house for dinner. You take out your laptop, you spin out your, random Lenovo ThinkPad Ultra 60, whatever. Or if you are one of those gaming people, you bring out your what Acer Nitro Series X or some shit like that. And like people are like, hey, just have dinner like a normal person, but hey, whatever. So I rush to my laptop, open the AWS console, and start getting digging into things. Me. So did we have any releases today? Nope, that's not it. Me. Let's check the databases. Same traffic, if not less than what we have at peak hour. That's strange. A. So a person, our head of engineering. I did notice a load balancer alert being triggered around half an hour ago, but nothing new since that. Me. Oh, that's because it's still on. Holy moly, look at the traffic. T, our CTO. So is it bad? People are spamming me about us being slow. Me, looks like we have 10x the traffic we usually do at peak time. Me, oh that's odd. Why did the API gateway scale out? It shouldn't unless how much traffic do we have? A, oh lord. G, is this a DDoS attack? So basically, the thing with AWS is when you start to get like a lot of traffic, and if you have certain load balancers and everything set up, load balancer just means that you have certain queries coming in. Where is yeah, you have certain queries coming in, and what's going to happen is it will automatically try to manage it and send it to other places. Like it will try to send it to one of the other EC instances, or maybe it will send it to a different server. That is usually what they do. That's what load balancers are there for, right? Also, I realized my face is covering the chat. Sorry, guys. You know, wouldn't want that to happen. And okay, yeah. So that's what load balancers are for. That's one option, right? The other option is you start scaling everything, and that AWS once again it does it. You know, a lot of complicated stuff. Let's just get back to our article, and yeah. So I quickly rushed to check some of our other dashboards, and then it struck me this truly was a DDoS. Part 2 before it gets better. A few months ago, we had just started a due diligence process for a security certification for the company, and we did our best to get most of the feedback in. Luckily, one of the first things we prioritized was the web application firewall, also known as the AWS WAF. Okay. I remember we debated long and hard if it's really worth it. Does it justify the cost for our business? Do we really know what we want to filter out with it? We were about to find out for sure. Now, a WAF, once again, as I said, WAF is just an application firewall. You can use it, you can use certain rules inside it to block certain traffic, take a log of certain traffic, just that kind of stuff. Now, also, it costs like a shit ton of money. Me. Okay, so I checked the dashboards. It's bad. ANT. How bad? Me. DDoS bad, but we have the WAF configured. Let me switch that on. So I turn it on and nothing happens. Well, not exactly nothing. We probably filtered out like 10% of the traffic, but it's still heavy duty. I ping the other half of the SRE team and my colleague O joins in the call. We got the Avengers assembled. Now let's go. Me. Hey, oh, TLDR, too long didn't read. There's a DDoS going on. App is slow as hell. I turned on the WAF, filtered out like 10% of the traffic, but it's still hitting us like crazy. Oh, do we have the load balancer access logs? ANT, we sure do. Let's grab those while you guys try to figure out what's going on. Now, the reason you would want logs from load balancer is you can now figure out where the requests are coming from. Like where, see, DDoS attack is just a lot of requests. Like it's just spam. It's not attack as in, someone's like hacking it, like, we see in these movies like someone's typing at the computer very furiously. No, it's just probably a script that's running on a lot of different computers, right? So if you get the logs from the load balancer, you can actually figure out where the IP addresses are coming from, and you can just block them, right? So before anyone managed to do much with the logs, we started getting in the sampling requests from WAF. I quickly looked at those and saw that most of the IPs are originating from North Korea, Russian, China, the fun stuff. None of the places where we serve the app. I quickly set up a geo rule to enable it. Bam, DDoS was over. Very nice, great success, right? Everyone was happy. We started doing our post-mortem to the customers, and internally, pretty much everyone that needed to hear about how good we were, that's it, right? So whenever there's a DDoS attack actually happening, you actually have to let your customers know as well that, hey, something like this happened. If you work in a cyber company, you will know what I'm talking about, right? So these are certain things, there are certain compliance policies, there are certain security practices that you are supposed to follow. And this is one of them. Right? You do a postmortem. Just because the DDoS is over, that does not mean your job is done. If you're a SOC analyst, or if you're a level 2 or level 3 or whoever, you would probably have to go through the logs and understand why it happened and why our defenses failed. So, 1 second. But hey, what do I know about cybersecurity? We had two more things to do: export all the logs and make them queryable with AWS Athena. Add alerts based on WAF rules to measure allowed and blocked traffic. So query thingy, just SOC people doing SOC things. So, whatever. Yeah. Part three, there be dragons. Next few days together with my colleague. Oh, we chatted about it, mocked it even at times. It wasn't that bad. We were even making fun that all the big guys had been DDoS the past few days, and some were down for us. For us, it was barely 15 to 30 minutes of slowness, and that's it. Right? Once again, I think everyone knows what's gonna happen, right? So funny how life has a way of striking back when you're cocky. I looked at the metrics and was in awe. We had like 60 million requests in 10 to 15 minutes. It might not seem much, but trust me, for a startup, it is. We stopped it just in time. Great job, everyone. So they're just, analyzing the attack, right? Friday, 9:30 EST, peak morning hours time. Alarms went crazy, like everything we set up last night, and early in the morning was literally screaming. A minute later, CTO calls us. So, not sure how to say this, but we are down. Me, but we have the WAF. T. Yeah, but we are still down. I felt that slap on my face as I opened the WAF dashboard. I had never seen something like that in my life. If 60 million requests in 15 minutes was a lot, well, imagine the shock when it was that in 3 minutes. Now, exactly, we had over 300 million requests hitting our servers in less than 15 minutes. Okay, so they are probably just using different geolocations. Oh, on it, let's grab the logs. So you do the exact same thing if it's a DDoS attack. You grab the IP addresses and you just, try to block the IP addresses. That's it. That's the best you can do right now. That's what Cloudflare does as well, more or less. So can we block them? Me, sure thing. Let's block all the non-US traffic and be done with it. We can reassess after that. So instead of going through IP by IP because they might be from a different geolocation, they just shut down all the IP traffic that is from outside US. So it just redirected our traffic. We are still being hit. So it's still not gone away. I start looking at those requests and stripping every part of them so you can actually take out like, proper packets. URL, nope, nothing fishy. Auth headers, nope, nothing weird. User agent, yeah, some seem fishy. We block those, still there. Then it strikes me. Connection equals keep alive. Every X request in our samples had this header on. I quickly check on our FE. Nope, we are not setting it. Neither does CloudFront. Now this is weird. I find some article from HackMag and it was right there in my face. The slow lotus attack attempts to overwhelm a target server by opening and maintaining many simultaneous HTTP connections to the target. So they are not just requesting, it's not a simple GET request. Because of this specific header in the packet, the connection is staying alive. Like you maintain the connection for as long as possible, right? I quickly set up a rule, enable it, and it's gone. DDoS stop. Was that it? I disable it one more time and DDoS is back. Okay, so that's clearly it. So what he did is he started the rule, DDoS is gone. He turned off the rule, DDoS is back. So he knew that, hey, this is probably what the hackers are doing. Okay, postmortem, apologize to the customers, debrief internal, all the fun stuff to reassure everyone we are top of our game. Friday has ended. Not great, not terrible. 10 minutes of downtime, but hey, we are still alive. Part 4, Mayday, Mayday, we are sinking. Monday morning, we get right back up, right back at it. We look at the logs. See, it's nice of hackers to do it on Monday morning instead of like, Saturday and Sunday, which I'm pretty sure like they're taking a break as well. Let's just say that's nice. Be nice to hackers, right? Okay. So, uh, we look at the logs, see if we can get any extra rules in there. Nothing pops up, at least not in the samples we have looked at. We had more than 300 million data points to check. And this time, I had a feeling they'll be back. 8:30 a.m. EST, almost 1 hour before the expected D-Day time, and my heart was racing. It was Monday evening for me, but I knew I needed to keep my laptop around. And then, just like a Swiss clock, at exactly 9:30 EST, it began. Oh shit, they're back. ANT, not again. Me, we got this. We beat them twice. We can beat them again. 5 minutes later, we are down. We were down, not slow, not sluggish, dead down. Me and my big mouth. Right? So that happens quite a lot. You challenge the universe tends to challenge you back. But this time it was weird. We had alerts that we were blocking a ton, but a ton more. We were still hitting the mark. To my surprise, all the requests were now originating in US, all 300 million of them in the initial 5-minute patch, and all the continuous flow for the next half an hour or so. It was worse than previous day, and logs were spamming crazy. Like, com.mysql.jv something exception. So now the hackers are not just DDoSing the app or not the part where like the API is there for like, get requests. They're actually trying to connect to the backend MySQL server. That's crazy. Does that mean the DB is down? Oh, it sure did, and down it was, overflowing with requests. Somehow they were getting through and hitting hard. Me checking the logs. It looks like we have a ton of API requests to this endpoint. Did we get hacked? See, the thing that you guys need to know is that you cannot just access MySQL like that. Usually it's behind the API, which people don't usually know. Like you do not know what API it is to get here. Like the API keys are different. You can't just access it, right? So the person here, the one who wrote the article, he's thinking that probably they got hacked and the API key got leaked, and that is how people are using that API key to like probably make too many connections. Maybe it doesn't have to be an API key as well, right? It's just a specific URL or URI in this case. Anyways, checking the logs, it looks like we have a ton of requests to this endpoint. Did we get hacked? Oh, don't know. Let me check the IPs again to see if any got through. Oh, so nothing got through, but all the IPs are from US, but some are weird. I remember reading about those. Are they botnet class IPs? I think it's the Onion network. Damn, let's block those. So the hackers are using the Tor network to, probably cause a DDoS attack somehow. We did just that. We blocked all the known IPs originating in the dark web. We blocked the anonymous cloud providers IPs, bad reputation IPs, and heck, we even blocked a few random ones we grabbed with Athena. We started blocking 60 to 70% of the traffic, but the remaining traffic was still enough to keep us down. At this point, we just decided to block all the non-authenticated traffic for the time being, and that was it. So what they are doing is they are not allowing new customers to come to the website, only allowing the traffic for people who are already logged in or probably are using cookies, right? So authenticated traffic. A few minutes later, around 90% of our users were able to access the app, but several were also getting blocked unjustly, which is, that's going to happen. That night, I did a hotfix and patch both of our front end and back end. It was not acceptable to have requests passing our API gateway, even hitting our back end and flooding our DB, right? Your back end is not supposed to be exposed on the front end side. Release the fix, remove the rules, bingo, DDoS was over. It ain't over till it's over. Conversation the next day, early in the morning. I said this like the last part. Me. Okay, we must be hurting them like crazy. They block so many requests. They are surely about to stop soon, right? Right, right. Oh, well, not exactly. If those are bot farms, it probably costs like $5 to $10 per million requests. So even if I wanted to do like 3 million requests, $10 times what? 300 is not much. That's like $3,000, which sure, it looks like a lot. But if you can bring down your competitor's app, $3,000 is nothing. Okay. And of course, didn't stop. They went on and on for almost an entire 2 weeks, each morning, same time. But this time we were always blocking like 99.9% of their requests. Finally, the day came when they stopped, just as suddenly as they began, and things went back to normal. That's it. Now, what was the point of this article, right? Uh, Well, a few things. First of all, certain types of hacks, there's certain types of cybersecurity attacks where you don't have a solution. The solution does not even make sense. Like, what are you going to do? You're going to block all of your traffic? Why? What are they doing? They're just requesting, right? You DDoS is one of those things which happens to be one of the most prevalent attacks on websites all of everywhere, right? If it's not DDoS, it's like poisoning the data. There's like a shit ton of things happening. And that's the part. That's the thing. Sometimes cybersecurity is difficult. And sometimes you need SOC analysts for that. Sometimes you need a lot of smart people to block requests. Sometimes you need a lot of people to handle AWS. And that's what it is, right? That's what more or less this article was. And yeah, with that, I am ending the live stream. I'm not gonna be coding right now. Sorry, we'll do that some other day because it's like already 11:30. I have to like wake up really early tomorrow. Uh, so that will be it. To the four people who are still watching, thank you. Also, why? Anyways, if you could just drop like a hey or whatever in the chat so I can appreciate the four people who are watching, that would be really nice. With that, I would like to call an end to the live stream. Thank you for watching. Sunny, you are there. Thank you. You are one of the OP people. Overpower. Shivang, excellent story. Thank you for staying. Atharva, nice stream. Appreciated you staying till the end. And Asta, of course. Thank you so much, people. I'm just gonna say good night right now. And I'll see you in the next live stream, which might happen on Saturday, might not happen on Saturday. We don't know. But I would ask every one of you to actually drop some questions. There's an interview coming up. It's going to happen with Pawan Saxena. He's CEH. So I see CEH. A lot of people say CEH certified, but that's certified ethical hacking certified, like kind of redundant, like ATM machine, but whatever. So he has CEH. He's really smart. He's really good with cybersecurity. He's really good with VPT. I'll be interviewing him very soon. The interview is it's gonna happen on Saturday. It's gonna take like a few days to edit it. So it's gonna be out by like Monday or Tuesday. I'm not gonna set a deadline for me. But what I would encourage you guys is if you have any questions, in cybersecurity, any personal questions like how he got into cybersecurity and stuff, please ask them. I would suggest you do that. And that's basically it. Thank you for joining. Good night. How are there more people now when I'm saying good night? Whatever. Cool. Thank you for joining. I'll see you in the next video.